Hart Tripathi. I'm in 6th grade, Team Mosaic at the MTMS. This 9/11 project is from my social studies class, and the teacher is Mr. Scott Zims. For this project, I will be interviewing a firefighter at the local firefighter department. What is your name, sir?
My name is Jason Whalen.
What is your title at the fire department?
My title is Firefighter / Fire Inspector.
What are your responsibilities?
Well, here as a firefighter, our main responsibility is pretty much obviously to answer fire calls. Any type of an alarm that may come in that requires the fire department's assistance, we respond to the scene. We also do fire inspections through all the businesses in town. We go and make sure there's, that they're complying with the New Jersey State Fire Code, making sure that the buildings are safe for all the occupants involved, as well as firefighter safety. Should we need to go fight a fire in that building, we need to make sure that building is safe for us as well to enter.
Okay. How long have you been working here?
I've been working here in Monroe Township as a firefighter for 14 years. But I've been my total experience as a firefighter is over 20 years. I have about 21 years. I started off as a volunteer firefighter in East Brunswick Township.
How often do you get involved in fire emergencies?
How often? Every day I'm here. It's hit or miss if we have a fire or not. But mostly every day we're getting on that fire truck, responding to some type of emergency, whether it be a fire alarm activation, as simple as somebody that burnt their food accidentally and set the smoke alarm off. We have to respond in just to make sure that it's okay once that alarm goes off. We also respond to car accidents. If there's somebody that gets involved in a car accident and they're becoming trapped into their vehicle, we have tools on the truck that we can extricate the patients out of the vehicle so they can get sent, to the hospital. And then fires too. We do get fires in town.
What are fire emergency situations like?
What are they like? Sometimes they could be stressful, depending on the type of fire. Because we can go in, say, get dispatched for a house fire, and when you pull up to that scene and you got fire showing coming out the windows or the door of the house, and you got smoke, your adrenaline, it just kicks in. And but we're highly trained in the job we do. We get to the scene, we know what our job is to do, and we all come together as a team to extinguish the fire and make sure that everybody's out of that house safely. We'll go in, we'll do a search of the house. Even though if they tell us everybody's out, we still go in just to make sure that there's no occupants that are trapped in the house. And the main goal is to put the fire out and everybody comes home safe.
Okay. What made you become a firefighter?
Actually, I grew up around it. My father was a firefighter in East Brunswick, and ever since I was a little baby, as far as I can remember, I remember just going to the firehouse with my dad, and it's another family pretty much. Everybody involved in the fire department, you become one giant family outside of your immediate family. And I grew up around it, and once I became 16, I became a junior member firefighter, which allows you to start training with the fire department and that. And I just followed through and became a career firefighter. I love it. I couldn't think of any other job to do.
What do you like most about your job?
Most about it? The camaraderie of all the guys, to come together as a brotherhood, to help each other out. We always got each other's backs on the fire scene and off the fire scene. We help each other out to get the job done, and a lot of guys, on our downtime too, a lot of us are friends, so we'll go to barbecues together or parties together. But for the most part, I just love being a firefighter to help out. I like to give back to the community and just to be there for somebody that's, that they're having a bad time, but we're there to help them out, just to give them a little assurance, hopefully, that things are going to get better. We're going to help you out, but we know what you're going through, but we're here to help you guys out and make sure that, at the end of the day, the main objective is everybody is safe. We can always rebuild, but we want to make sure, most importantly, everybody's safe.
Were you at the 9/11 scene?
I was not at the 9/11 scene, but when that happened, I was still a volunteer firefighter in East Brunswick, and everybody, the headquarters had called all the fire departments to report to the firehouse for a standby. We had a standby there, and we picked crews. For example, I was put on the ladder truck as a crew we have a rescue truck in town, and we had a pumper, an engine. So I was assigned to the latter, but the crew that was assigned to the rescue truck, they wound up going into New York City to actually man the stations that were emptied, because obviously New York City sent all their crews down to the Trade Center, and so they needed protection throughout the rest of the city. So originally they went there, and then towards the end of the night, they went down to the scene to help salvage some equipment that was lost during the collapse. So they were there helping gather in fire equipment that they could use to save and, you know, see what was, you know, able to do with it, if they can salvage it or not.
What were your actions at any fire scene?
At any fire scene?
Yeah.
I've been on the nozzle, which is, you know, the end of the fire hose where water comes out. That's probably I want to say there's a fun part of the job, but there is a fun part of the job is when you get to go in there with the nozzle and put the fire out. You know, we've done that. I've been where we had to go search for victims. I've been on fire scenes where there were victims. I have never personally pulled a victim out of a burning building, but I've been on a scene where that has happened, and everybody gets a good, you know, sense of, you feel very proud for when that happens, because we're able to help somebody, and especially at a time like that, you know. But it doesn't happen too often during fires, but it can happen, and that's why we do train a lot to make sure that, you know, if the situation does arise, we know what to do, and we can get in there and hopefully save the day, you know.
Yeah. How does it feel working with fire?
How does it feel working with fire? It's dangerous. I'm not going to lie to you. You know, I'm not going to say I'm not afraid of it. I think everybody has a little bit of fear, you know, as firefighters as well, because we know what it can do. We see what it can do. But that's why we train, and you know, we make sure we wear our full protective firefighting gear that will protect us, you know, as much as possible from getting burned. And we know that the dangers of breathing in that smoke, what it can do. So that's why we all wear full protective gear, and you know, we do it safely, and we train. You know, the main thing is to train and to know what to do in case of the emergency, you know, situation that happens.
When dealing with fire, what goes through your mind?
What goes through my mind? Making sure that I'm going to do the job the right way, the way I was trained, and that we're all going to come out of this safely. We're going to put the fire out, and everybody's going to go home. That's the main thing. Everybody goes home safe.
When you're at a fire scene, how do people react?
People, they come to you. You know, when you're pulling up, and they're, you know, if it's somebody's house that's burning, the occupants or the owners of the house, they come right out to you, and, you know, hurry. You know, they're always rushing us to hurry, which we understand, but we're going to do that job the way we're trained to do. We're going to get in there, and we're going to put that fire out. But we get emotional too. You know, we don't like seeing people go through that. You know, we don't want anybody's house to burn. Obviously, we don't want anybody getting hurt. You know, even with car accidents when we pull up, we don't want anybody in those cars. But sometimes we do got to get in there and get them people out. But at the end of the day, there needs to be somebody there to help these people, and that's us. And you know, and I love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
What do you witness at these fire scenes?
What do we witness? A lot of heartache from the people that are going through what's happening. You know, like I said before, whether it be, you know, a fire or a car accident. A lot of people, they feel lost. They don't know what they're going to do. You know, what am I going to do now? What am I supposed to do? So we just do our best to try to guide them through the right path of what to do afterwards. You know, maybe, you know, we gotta let them know. You gotta, first thing, you know, if you have a fire, you gotta call your insurance company and let them know what's going on, just to get the people to help. You know, that they're gonna need. A lot of people don't understand what to do. You know, they don't know. You know, I have put myself in that situation. Like, what would I do? You know, obviously I know because I do it for a living here, but you know, you see it a lot. A lot of people are very unsure what to do, but we're there to give them that extra guidance to let them know what they need to do to move on.
Can you give me the top 3 accomplishments of your career?
The top 3 accomplishments of my career. I would say the first one would be getting hired, because there is a testing process that we had to go through. We had to take a written test, a physical agility test, and you know, went through an interview process. And so getting the job, that was my number 1 accomplishment. Second thing would have to be, I would say, the first fire that we went on, you know, together as a crew, and seeing the amount of fire that there was, and we all were able to go in and put the fire out. So that was, you know, my first fire. as a career firefighter, it just feels good at the end of the day when you put that fire out. So, and you feel like you've accomplished something and felt your need to be here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the third one, just what I'm doing right now. You know, when I see that somebody has an interest and likes to come and learn about it, I like giving back and helping out. We do a lot of fire prevention. If you remember, we come out to the schools and that.
Yeah.
So I enjoy that. You know, I like seeing the kids, and I like getting in their heads. You know, practice fire safety every day. You know, when you're at home. You know,
Sparky, I remember
Sparky came out. Yeah, we bring Sparky out. All right. So I like that too. So it might not be an accomplishment. It doesn't sound like one, but to me, I've accomplished helping out the kids and you know, just want to let them know that we're here for them. And anytime they want to come by the firehouse, that's it. The door's open. Come hang out, and we'll show you around.
Any advice for students?
For students, yeah, to do your homework. No, I'm joking. Yeah, do you know, if you feel that, you know, whatever you want to achieve in life, it is possible. I didn't realize when I was younger, I always wanted to be a firefighter, but you know, there's some procedures that we have to go through to become a firefighter. So I never gave up. I went through all the training classes and everything, and you know, I practiced, you know, studied, and I did well in the test. And you know, any job that you want to accomplish in life, it is possible. So don't ever give up.
Okay. Thank you for your time today. This has been a very informative interview.
No problem. I'm glad I can help. And like I said, anytime, our door is always open. You guys want to come on down and take a tour? It's more than we can do for you. Thank you very much.